We need prices just to go up enough until I can realize my goals.
Right.
And then when I get out, then everybody else can, you know, just do whatever they need to do to protect their own interests, and prices can go wherever they want. That is literally the mindset of every Canadian right now.
Well, I mean, the truth is the condo industry right now, especially, needs more sites that are this gigantic at the moment because everybody's rip roaring and ready to build right now.
Well, bottom line is more sites, more availability, and drives the cost down. So everyone's like, how do we drive the cost down? But how do we drive the cost down, Daryl?
How do we drive the cost
Give
down
me the
on
examples of a site in order for it to make it
Right.
more cost effective. What are
Yeah,
what are the categories?
Give it to them for free. Right? Subsidies.
Land costs.
No, because even the land cost over that giant a project, I mean, what, like, do you understand what tiny percentage it would be of the overall thing over there?
Right.
And
So
what,
think
like,
about it.
what would it actually be?
So what's your price per buildable? That's what it is,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. It's
And
like
so the price per buildable
minuscule.
drops to nothing. And so then it makes it so that they can afford to build these condos faster, and more stock means more options, and more options means less pressure on prices. That's what we all want. Anybody who's out there right now thinking like long term we want prices to go up is only looking at it from, you know, one perspective. Right?
It's more like we need prices to go up is the problem. And simultaneously, we need them to go down, which is a real fuck up, right? This is the problem.
We need prices just to go up enough until I can realize my goals.
Right.
And then when I get out, then everybody else can, you know, just do whatever they need to do to protect their own interests, and prices can go wherever they want. That is literally the mindset of every Canadian right now. Just until after I sell and retire, then prices should go back down to where they were in the 90s when I bought.
No,
that's literally what you'll hear people say.
But people want the current stock to stabilize at the very least, right?
Yeah.
And please just flood the market with new stuff right now that people can afford. But the only way to make things affordable in a new building right now, TK, is to make it smaller. And we're already under 300 square feet. And so because of this thinking, I started over the last couple of days, I started doing some research because in my head, the solution to some of the problems is to build stuff that people want, right? Which is bigger. Unfortunately, people can't afford bigger, and builders can't afford to build bigger because people can't buy bigger, right? And so we have this death loop of wants and needs that don't work together at all, right? So we either need a giant crash or a flood of inventory, right? And so which one is the most likely, right? Or I guess we need interest rates to crater again so that the prices can stabilize so that people can afford them again.
After the inflation came in for the month of May, anybody who right now who's talking about interest rates cratering is eating their words.
Well, but anybody that talked about it before, like, look how quickly it just fucking bounced up.
Right.
And it's horseshit. It's all old data that we're talking about. So I don't even think the rate cut's part of it.
This is the perspective. Like, it's just the Bank of Canada, they're, you know, they're human, you know, buyers, consumers, they're all influenced by, you know, these type of things. There's a bunch of people who are all ready to just like pounce on the market. And then all of a sudden they're like, what? Inflation did what? And when they get another rate announcement in July and nothing happens, then they're going to say, what? Are you kidding me?
But hold on a sec. Listen, but this is also part of the fuck up, is that what was the major contributor to the rise in inflation?
Service, cost of services. That was the biggest uptick.
Shelter.
Well, they said that the biggest uptick that they in the report was services, cost of services.
I thought it was shelter. But shelter is if it's not the top one, then it's the next one, and it's a gigantic
shelter's heavily weighted.
Right?
Yeah.
Heavily weighted. And so what is affecting that could change that, right?
Rent prices went up as well.
Rent prices went up. I'm glad that you brought that up too, TK, because it's weird because we get people saying, like, rent prices are going down, you idiots, like, right? Yeah. And then you see articles saying rent prices have softened in Toronto. And
they did for a while.
Vancouver.
Like, it was like, you know, it was a little bit of a ghost town. But like when we questioned those guys on the show, right? I can't remember who they were, but there were people that were guests on our show, and I was asking them about why they said it was a softening market. And I think we just sort of figured out that they were just overpriced.
Well,
You know,
or
they're like, well, no one's coming to see my
undesirable.
unit. I got a $3,000 bachelor in North York. How come no
Yeah.
one's coming to see it? The rental
No
market's dead.
windows.
Like, you're like, well, maybe you should try to ask a price that makes sense, you know?
Well, um, I think though that they did have people coming. They just didn't want those people to be their tenants, right?
Yeah,
Which is
that's possible.
also a big problem, is that there's this giant pool of tenants with no histories, with maybe very short job histories, if any job at all, no
Mm-mm.
real good proof of
Job.
income. Like they don't
What do you
have
mean
a
job?
address,
I'm gonna
know?
pay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pay every month on time. Listen,
Yeah.
I will get you a
Who
letter
told you
from
I
my
wouldn't pay? Who told
previous
you I couldn't pay?
landlord telling you. And now that guy was a jerk. All right. So if he says anything else
Yeah.
about like how I used to keep the place, it was infested by
Don't
cockroaches.
listen to the
Don't listen to that guy.
landlord tenant
But if he
board.
tells you,
They
because if
don't
he
know what
tells you
they're
how much
talking
I
about.
paid, then please, that I paid on time, then please listen to that part.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.